OCD presents in a lot of different ways, and many times that's often why it's misdiagnosed for long periods of time. In general, there's two main symptoms that we're looking at when thinking about OCD, the obsessions and the compulsions. The obsessions are intrusive thoughts or images that kids don't want to have and they feel that they can't control. The other main symptom are compulsions, which are rituals or habits that kids create in order to alleviate the distress that comes from obsessions. The hallmark of compulsions are that they're highly functionally impairing and they often get in the way of kids' day-to-day life, impacting their social functioning or their school functioning, and many times for kids, they can't even leave the home or take on basic functions of life. There really isn't a specific age of diagnosis. We see kids as young as 4 and then folks as old as 21 in our clinic. So it really impacts kids in all different ways. I think the younger kids, it tends to impact them a little bit differently. Sometimes their compulsions are a bit more concrete than some older folks, but in general, it really doesn't discriminate.
So the most important thing that the adults in these kids' lives can do initially is just to become really well educated on OCD. So what kinds of strategies tend to actually be helpful, as opposed to strategies that many parents and caregivers are putting in practice with all the best intentions, but can actually serve to kind of perpetuate the OCD, can maintain the disorder, or actually even make it worse over time.
Sometimes individuals will talk about OCD as though it's an adjective by saying things like, well, I'm so OCD, when in reality, maybe what they're referring to is a little bit being a little bit more orderly or being somewhat perfectionistic.
That tendency to sort of trivialize what OCD is can make things harder for parents to even know that OCD is what they're looking at in their children, and to maybe find the willingness to seek good treatment.
We want to understand that it's a serious anxiety condition. And I think it's one of the reasons why sometimes people don't seek treatment or don't participate in treatment because of kind of how they think about the diagnosis.
Fortunately, while OCD can be debilitating in its severe forms, it's also highly treatable.
One of the main treatments that we have, which is highly evidence-based, is called exposure response prevention. And what it does is it helps kids to be able to engage with the obsessions while ensuring that they're not engaging in the compulsions. And what that does is it helps retrain the brain to understand that we can tolerate higher levels of distress in the presence of that anxiety without getting the quick relief. And over time, it gets easier and easier.
There's a lot that can be put into practice at home. And then if more support's needed, it's available.